I'm just back from a week's holiday, and not only have I turned over more than £2,000 in 1 week whilst locked down on holiday mode, but I've also sold the 2 most expensive things that I've ever sold on eBay. And if you carry on watching, not only will I tell you all about that, I'll tell you how I work holiday mode and what I do every day, even when I'm on holiday. It only takes 20 minutes a day, and that keeps things ticking over. And it was a good job I did this time, wasn't it? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Car Boot Chris. I'm a full-time reseller, and I buy and sell things. I flip them online for a profit, and that is what I do to make a living. That is my full-time job. And sometimes I actually get to go on holiday as well, which is great. And I've been on a week's holiday, and I literally came back about 2-3 hours ago. And because my holiday mode ended yesterday, I've got to dispatch tomorrow. So I'm now going to spend the rest of my evening picking and packing orders ready to get sent out tomorrow. Now, I know many people have different views on going on holiday and using holiday mode. Do you turn off sales altogether, or do you allow sales to come in but put that holiday mode on? Everybody likes to do different things. Me personally, I like to keep those sales coming in because, in my opinion, it's my business and I have to keep selling. If I want to be able to go on holidays like I have just been, I have to keep selling. Even if it's only a small amount, it's better to keep things open, in my opinion. In the last 7 days while I've been away, I've turned over more than £2,000. Now that's a lot for me. That's a heck of a lot. That's more than my normal week. And there is a reason for that. I sold in that turnover the 2 most expensive things that I've ever sold on eBay. These are now my 2 best eBay sales. I've finally managed to eclipse the Olympic jacket that I sold once. I've eclipsed the stereo system that I split up and sold separately. I've eclipsed the BMW crash helmet that I bought, which sold for £300 and odd. I've eclipsed all those, and I've got the 2 most biggest sales that I've ever done on eBay, and they came whilst in holiday mode. If I'd have switched off, I might not have got these sales. Somebody else would have come along and bought them, but I wouldn't have got them now. That's the point I'm making. So what makes up the £2,000 or so that I've sold over the last week? Well, here's how it breaks down. I did just under £1,900 on eBay gross sales, minus fees and everything. I think I got a payout this morning, Tuesday morning. I got my weekly payout. It was about £1,500. That's a pretty good payout for me. You know, for my level and what the work that I do and my goals and my targets, not that I really set them, that's a good week for me. That's a very good week. I mean, that is like, sometimes over Christmas you don't even get that. I guess with Vinted, I didn't actually make sales whilst I was away because you can't. You have to turn it off. You have to shut your store down and turn it off. You can't literally make sales. However, because I'm a pro seller on Vinted, it takes 14 days plus delivery time before you actually get paid out. So actually, technically, whilst I've been away, I've seen the money slowly dropping into Vinted whilst I've been away. It's kind of cheating a bit. But at the end of the week, I had just under £400 that had dripped into Vinted. And I sent that to my bank account at pretty much the same day today, or this morning, was it? That the eBay payout came out. So I had a nice hefty chunk in my business bank account today. In a few minutes, I'm going to share with you some of the sales that I made. I'm going to pick my orders. I'm going to show you everything or most of the things that sold over the last 7 days. And I'll show you the 2 most expensive items that I've ever sold on eBay. 2 absolute bangers. And you've probably seen them already on a boot sale video. But before we get to that, I'm going to tell you how I manage my time away settings, especially on eBay. Everything else gets switched off, but eBay carries on selling. And here's what I do, and here's what I did over the last 7 days. A couple of days before we went away, I worked a little bit harder and I got 40 listings, extra listings, drafted and completed using Listing Monster, the AI listing tool. Link in the description. I use that on a daily basis. I used that to create 40 extra listings, which gave me 5 brand new listings every day just to bang up. Literally 30 seconds. All I had to do was approve 5 listings. Approve on eBay, 5 brand new listings every day. In addition to that, I also ended and sold similar 24 items every day. Now you might think that's a bit of a bane, that's a bit of a pain in the backside. It's your holiday while you're working and all that. Let me tell you how long it takes. 10 minutes. So 10 minutes to do that. I had my iPad connected to Wi-Fi. 10 minutes to end 24 items, change the price, relist them, schedule them for the same day. Do them about 15 to 20 minutes apart. 24 listings plus 5 brand new ones. Let's say 15 minutes to do that. What I was doing was I was getting up in the morning, having our drink before we went out for the day. I just sat on the balcony, sun coming down, sat on the balcony, doing my 15 minutes work, keeping my eBay going, keeping my business running. Every single sale that comes in whilst on holiday mode, I always send them a pre-written message that says, sorry I'm away at the moment, taking a short break, but don't worry, I'll get your item sent out on the exact date tomorrow when it's going out. And I always offer the opportunity to cancel. I had 1 cancellation. I think I had 36 sales. 1 cancellation due to the holiday. But everything else has been perfect. Also, in addition to all the sales, I forgot to mention, I had 5 enquiries on, I sell Disney pins on eBay. So I had 5 enquiries on Disney pins, which if they all come up to being sales, which they probably will, that'll be over 100 quid that will come in probably tomorrow. So that's another good reason to stay open, another 100 quid's worth of stuff. Plus a little extra bonus, as soon as I turned Vinted back on yesterday, 3 sales within 24 hours, nearly 100 quid. So this has been an absolutely cracking week of holiday mode. This is not normal, guys. I'm not saying that this is normal. And it's kind of, in a way, this is why I'm documenting this one in a video. I've got 2 really great sales to share with you just in a few minutes. I have to document them because they're my 2 best eBay sales ever. And a cracking week on holiday mode. And I can't stress to you enough, really think carefully about what you do on holiday mode. Like when you go away, I'm going to pull my week's orders and I'm going to show you a few things of what I sold and the 2 things that made me over £900. these were the 3 Vinted sales that came in pretty quick. A New York Rangers jersey for $45. Seahawks, I think, was $26.99. And a Packers jersey for $25, something like that. So it was like 100 quid's worth that came in pretty quick. I'm going to briefly show you everything that sold on eBay, but before I do that, I have sold one of these, which is a huge 9-foot by 6-foot poster. It's in the garage. Another one sold, I think it went for £40 or £45. I'll probably actually tell you. 40. Went for 40 quid, that one. So that will be picked in the morning. But let's go through everything. I can't really give you prices on everything, but I sold some Adidas trainers. We got a pair of Pumas. Those have gone. These are not particularly expensive trainers, sort of. I think these went for like 20 to 30 pound each. Some Lacoste, I think these went for 26. So a few trainers going out the door. Eddie Bauer, women's check shirt, fleecy now that autumn's coming. Don't think it went for loads, maybe 15 quid or something. A Joe Brown's women's faux fur jacket. And you might remember me picking this up. I think it cost me £5. It went for 20 in the end on an offer. Quite a few jerseys sold. Most of these are sort of around the 20 to 35 pound mark. Roughly, we've got a Steelers. We've got a Golden State Warriors. That's gone. These are roughly sort of varying prices. This is a cheaper one. This is a drip made. I think this went for only about 12 or 15 pounds, something like that. A pretty nice ladies Tommy Hilfiger leather jacket, 30 quid that went for in the end. Thought I might have got a bit more for that one. Now this really surprised me. A Packers jacket, really nice, starter vintage. You'd think you'd get 30, 40 pound for that. I think it only went for, let me just check, I'll give you the price on this because it really surprised me. I've had it a while. I've dropped the price and dropped the price and dropped the price. Ended up selling for 9 quid. 9 quid. Nobody wanted it. Really weird. I thought that would have gone pretty well. An Eagles jersey. Sorry, you can't really see it. I'm one-handed here. Eagles jersey gone. This went pretty quick. Listed this. Actually, this was one of the items listed that I did with Listing Monster, and it was one of the 5 a day that I had already drafted, and it actually sold whilst I was away, 30 quid. Nice little sale. This is a Wrangler, sort of line dancing cowboy style denim, not a jacket, denim shirt. You know what I mean. Nice sale here, £85. You probably saw it on a recent video. I think it was Chester Rugby. Paid 10, I'd like to say on that. Nice £85 sale. This went for 38. This is a women's tweed country jacket made by Hogs of Fife. 38 quid. Some more jerseys. Falcons. If there's any special prices, I'll tell you. A combat army thing. I think it only went for about a tenner in the end. Chicago Bears jersey. Sorry, I'm working one-handed here. That's gone. Braves jersey. Cavaliers. I think that's a youth size. And Cowboys. 81, that's gone. Let's move over here. We sold one of the signed photos. That has gone for 30 quid. Let's put it there. We sold the BT Alexa phone for 20. Paid 5 for that one. Some Rocket Dogs women's boots. What did they go for? I think they were 16, something like that. Now here's a nice sale. This absolutely lovely Disney, Euro Disney, Disneyland Paris snow globey thing. Summit's telling me I paid £4 for this. It sold for £59.99. Nice sale, that one. Oh, you saw this recently if you watched the channel. I picked up this classic Coca-Cola yo-yo. £5 paid. It went for 25. Patriots hat. Didn't get a lot for it. Might have been sort of £10–12. Simpsons CD, special edition donut CD thing. I think that went for 21. Limited edition. 21, something like that. A country wear cap. Peaky Blinders style. Flat cap. £20. Couple of Matchbox cars. I think they went for about 15-ish, something like that. You'll notice I'm saving these till the end. Sorry guys, it has to be done. I sold four Scalextrics cars, all in a bundle for 30 quid. Had quite a lot of inquiries about those. Some people giving me some right low ball offers on those, but in the end they actually went for 30 quid, so pretty happy with that. And also sold a bundle of 4 Kenji plushes. I think these went for £17 for these 4. All 4 together. Pig, a dog, a cat, penguin. I don't know what they are. Also, I've got a load of pins to pick. I sold a set of pins for £49.99, and I've got 5 more pins to check, and then I'll get back to buyers. I'll message them and tell them whether I've got their pins or not. That should give me more than 100 quid extra. So that brings me to the 2 biggies. Now, these 2 sales are the 2 biggest individual sales that I've ever had on eBay, and they came whilst on time away. You may well recall me picking both of these up at the same stall at Chester Rugby. So the first one is this Ralph Lauren like bomber jacket. And it is an absolute stunner. It is vintage, and it's got this bobsled team Lake Placid on the back. You may recall me picking it up. This cost me £25. I listed it for £599, and I had an offer of £400. And when it came in, I said to Belle, I've declined a £400 offer. I think I must be mad. Like, why didn't I immediately declined it. I actually counted, but immediately I counted. I regretted it, because I just thought £400, it only cost me 25. I probably should have taken it. And what I said to Belle was, I said, if they come back with a counter offer, whatever they offer me, I'm going to take it. And within about an hour of that discussion, they offered me £450. They came up by £50. And I just took it. I just took it straight up. Yes, I had it up for £599. Would it have sold for £599? Maybe. But it cost me 25 quid. It's going to the USA, and Christ only knows what they paid for that to get there with the tariffs and everything, but it all depends on country of manufacture. But that, I was so chuffed with that, £450. One of my best. That is my second best ever individual sale. Sorry about all the fluff in here. What is all that? That's the second best. So, the best sale I've ever had on eBay is this one. This is also Ralph Lauren. It is a leather utility jacket, and this was also listed for £599. I sent out a load of offers while on time away. I sent out 15% offers, and 15% on 599 brings it down to 510. And they took that offer. They snatched my hand off, took the offer, £510 on this jacket. Now this jacket at the car boot cost me £50. That, my friends, is the biggest sale that I've ever had on eBay. And this one is going to Canada. I did a lot of sales while on time away. Always worth keeping your sales open. I had my 2 best sales ever on eBay. It's been a bit of a crazy week, even though I've not really been doing much work at all. So, welcome to the roller coaster that is eBay. Roll on Q4.